Hello, I'm 5th District Urban County Councilmember Bill Farmer Jr., welcoming you to another very special edition of Lexplore. Today we're at the corner of Kramer and Owsley at the Victory Christian Church in front of the community garden. We're going to spend a few minutes, learn more about the garden, learn more about the church, and an upcoming special event. Please stay with us. Welcome back to this very special edition of Lexplore. We're at the Victory Christian Church here at the corner of, Kramer and Victory. So we're right on the very edge of the 5th District, and I have been joined by Reverend Rachel Snellgrove. Reverend Rachel,
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here. I mean,
Thanks.
you've been here 5 months?
March 31st, Easter. Easter Sunday was my first Sunday.
That's a great way to start, I think. And are you from Lexington then originally? Or you?
I'm from Indiana. I grew up in Indiana, went to college in Bethany, West Virginia, and came to graduate school at Lexington Theological Seminary here.
Well, that's perfect.
Yep,
That's one of those places people drive by and don't know it's there.
that's right.
But it is.
That's right.
So when did you graduate from there?
1999, graduated from seminary at Lexington Theological.
Nice. So you have been here being their pastor. It's been a really great combination, I think, for you and the church.
I love it here. I love the church, the people, the neighborhood, probably the friendliest neighborhood I've ever been a part of.
I agree with you. It's a very special neighborhood. There's a very special feeling of neighborhood. I mean, where people talk and they know and they have friends across the street and next door, and there's a nice fabric to it. And you know, that's what kind of, just before you got here, we were working on a combination of trying to do a community garden with the church and with the neighborhood. And just as you got here, it really got going. And I remember, I was out of town when they did the dedication, but you had blessed the garden. Tell us a little bit about the garden.
When I was interviewing with different churches, deciding where I wanted to have my next pastorate, I decided this was the community I wanted to be a part of because of the community garden, because I don't think that church is a building that you come to.
Yes, ma'am.
It is community, and it doesn't just happen on Sunday mornings. It's organic. It's part of habitat builds. It's meeting the needs of the people in the community and meeting them where they are, and not just saying, come to church on Sunday morning. It's not about that to me.
Plus it's giving the neighborhood an outlet in a place.
Right.
All at the same time.
Right.
Because the people who come on Saturday morning to help tend and to help harvest are the backbone of it. Different people come every time, and I think that still builds on that sense of community you were talking about so very well. So are there 5 beds out there? Is that what it is?
5, yes. Well, and just a minute ago, we had some people who came by and just had their little bag, picked some vegetables off, and felt completely at home with doing that, and knowing that this is theirs. This is not ours, it's everyone's.
It's the community's. And then it's also helped you, because you all do a Wednesday night outreach dinner.
Yes.
And that's helped you. I came to one where you had cooked things from the garden and put out in the church hall. And what a great sense that was of members of the church, members of the community, and these garden people who just have done wonderful work throughout the summer.
Cooking really interesting dishes based on the vegetables from the garden. I mean, and when we put it on Facebook, people were seeing all these pictures of the dishes and seeing just how wonderful this community was. It was just really interesting.
Well, it's something that, would we add more onto it, or is it just the right size, do you think?
Oh, we need to add more, I think.
Is there room? I think there's room to
I think
add
there's
a couple
room.
of beds, don't you? Maybe one on each side or something, I don't know. You don't want to, I mean, I'm sure there's a certain footprint size for the amount of space, but you seem to have gotten great production out of it over the summer, including the flowers that are in there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad for that success. Let's work on some more. But before that, tell us about the church itself. The church as I've said to you, is it's a beautiful building from the outside, and people who
Gorgeous.
drive by will see it a little bit. But until you go in, you don't understand how special this building is, and its acoustics, and its history. And so, just thumbnail us just for a
Well,
minute.
people hear the bells. People hear the bells, and that is what attracts people to saying, we have a person who started coming to church here just 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
She has lived in this community for 14 years and said, how is it that I've missed this church? The community garden has helped to bring attention
It opened eyes.
to the church. She comes in and she says, these people are so friendly. They're doing so much in the community. Why in 14 years have I not darkened the door of this
Become
church?
a part of the congregation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it's, the building is beautiful, but it's more, the thing that I'm finding is that people are realizing that it's not just this building stuck in the middle of this neighborhood. I want it to be something that people feel is, we're cleaning and rearranging the upstairs for the youth and children. We have 12 kids now. We had no kids when I came here 5 months ago. We have
That's
12 kids. We're redoing the top so that we have an air hockey table, we're running a pool table, we're getting couches so that the kids in the neighborhood have a place to come and feel like they can hang out in a safe environment. So it's, I mean, there's just so much that the building is providing as a transition for this community so that they can feel at home.
Well, I think that's just it. It gives a sense of presence and future. Because if you've gone from no kids to that many, that roots right back into the neighborhood too. So
Exactly.
I think it's wonderful. And then you have 2 services on Sunday, right?
One.
Just one. Okay. What time is it?
It's at 10:45.
Okay.
We are in the process of changing that service to meet the needs of everyone.
Okay.
It's a very traditional service.
Right.
So we're adding some acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
more contemporary music, in addition to the older hymns,
The
which
standards, if you
that's
will.
right. It
Yeah.
meets the needs of the people that are met by that. There are even young people that feel very spiritually fed by that, but the more modern contemporary hymns with the acoustic guitar is where I would like to go a little bit.
When we were indoors and kind of walking around, you played the piano for just a moment. And it resonates so beautifully in that space. It's
gorgeous.
And I can imagine that with the acoustics and the acoustic instruments, it only makes it better. So
Yeah.
10:45.
10:45.
And then how often then do you do a dinner on Sunday night or anything, or just
Right now, we're so focused on this concert,
Good.
on building the community, on the garden.
yes.
We're focused on so many things, getting the youth a space. Eventually, probably within the next 3 to 4 months, I'd like to start adding some social time, some study group, maybe a Wednesday night
there's
group.
lots of outreach opportunity that,
Yeah.
that can dovetail with what you're doing and what is succeeding.
Right.
But you have made plans for the future, and you touched on them briefly there. So tell us about that.
About the concert?
Yes,
The
please.
concert is so exciting. So, our building,
Yes.
it's old.
How I don't know how.
It's 1920,
Okay. All right.
that era.
When everything here was new.
When
Truly.
everything was new, this was the first neighborhood
Yeah.
in one of the first neighborhoods in Lexington.
Great.
Victory Avenue historically is associated with World War II.
Yes.
So we have a lot of history that comes from that era. The building is old. It needs to be completely rewired. $25,000 to rewire electric.
Okay, all right.
The boiler is out. That is about $4,000.
Wait a minute. The boiler's out?
The boiler is out.
You have to have faith this winter.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
The air conditioning has some issues, so we have about 2,000. I mean, I'm telling you, this building is an historic landmark in this neighborhood.
Oh, and it's beautifully put together inside and out. But those are just maintenance issues, each one.
So we have an anonymous donor
Good.
that is matching our funds that we make at this concert to $10,000.
Okay, so that would put you in good stead.
We have 17,000 right now.
Wow.
We're doing well.
Yes, you are.
We have 17,000, but this is needing to be done now.
Well, I can imagine. 'Cause each Sunday can be a blessing in disguise.
And the electric.
Oh, that will take time to do that. All right, so you mentioned the concert. When is the concert?
September 28th. It's a Saturday.
All right.
We have so many bands that have said yes to this. We've had to make it earlier. So it's going
in the day, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
From 2 o'clock on Saturday until 7:30. We have
That's a real lineup.
I know. We have the Tall Boys.
Oh, they have played for one of our Chevy Chase things. That'll be great fun.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
We have some people from Small Batch. Do you know the group Small Batch from the Kennewick neighborhood?
I know the name, but I have not been around. This would be good to be with them.
There are some people who are from that group who are going to bring some friends, sing some songs. Warren Byron. And I'll put a list up
We'll
so
get
that
the
we
list.
can
We'll put
get
the
the
list
list
on.
up.
Yeah.
Ruby Wyant is a wonderful, she's a sweet soul. She's sung at our church before. She's a gospel singer, sings at Renfro Valley. She's going to come.
Renfro Valley's a good old time.
It is.
There's no doubt.
It is. Well, we've got raffle tickets, so you can see we've got raffle tickets so that you could have 2 tickets to
Wait.
Renfro Valley.
Dare I ask? Well, we're raffling off tickets to Renfro Valley. Okay.
We're raffling off a bunch of stuff, spa tickets.
Oh, no, I don't know any of this. You should tell
Yes,
me
yes,
and
yes.
everybody.
$1 tickets. You can just buy a
Oh, one of
bunch
those,
of them.
and you can feed
and
the
you
box.
feed the box.
Okay, that's good.
We've got about 9 or 10 of those wonderful items, but this is the big zinger. We've got a money pot. A money pot. So for $2 a raffle ticket,
Yeah.
you get to put your ticket into win half of the money pot. So however much this money pot raises from the
my.
raffles,
Oh, that's
you get
big.
half. So if it raises $700, you would get half of that, and the church would get half.
Well, no, that's perfect. And those are 2 good things. Now, all right, those are kind of off to the side of the concert itself.
Yeah.
Now, is there a charge for that, or how does?
$5 to get
Okay.
in,
All right.
and there's a potluck dinner that night. $5 to get in before the concert, $7 the night of the concert.
Well, you need to say what else is going on that day that has to do with the garden before the concert.
So
One more thing.
we have a cooking class with Sarah Constantine, who is in the neighborhood association.
She's the just past president of the Kennewick Neighborhood Association.
She's
Has done a great
incredible.
job. Yes, I
Incredible.
agree.
She's an incredible cook. She's an incredible artist. We have T-shirts that are displaying her artwork.
Really?
Yes, you need to get one.
I would. I will.
We will
I
get you
shall.
one. We will get you one.
Okay. All right.
So we were going to have a cooking class with Sarah, highlighting.
On the morning of the 28th?
Yes.
Okay.
Highlighting the vegetables from the garden,
Okay.
making dishes. That will be at the potluck that night. We have a guy who's coming in and making barbecue,
Oh, this will be a real gathering.
Yes.
An all afternoon thing.
cornhole.
Yeah.
We might even have ponies for the kids to pet. Harvest Fest.
Is that what you're calling it? Is that the name?
It's the Kennewick Victory Harvest Fest and Concert. September 28th.
That's a mouthful.
Like it on Facebook.
Like it on Facebook.
Like it on
So
Facebook.
we'll put that
Yes.
up too for people to come back and find and like, and then hopefully come over
Yeah.
on.
$5 if they get their tickets beforehand. $7 at the door to
Okay.
get an arm wristband.
Yeah. Well, people can come over really any Saturday morning to help harvest the garden. That's usually from 9 until 10. Isn't it?
Yeah.
And then on this event, really, you're going to be pulling the harvest, cooking it, and then celebrating it from 2 until 7.
And having tons of music, funk bands, rock bands, country, jazz, bluegrass, and gospel.
Well, we'll look forward to joining you or covering that or making people understand more about it, because I think it's just a grand next step for you and your congregation and for the neighborhood.
Excited.
You're great. You're great.
I'm excited.
Well, I feel like we'll come back and spend more time and kind of catch up. But I think that mainly today we want people to realize how beneficial community gardens are and how wonderful local neighborhoods and neighborhood churches are, and the opportunity to come over and be part of the neighborhood, whether you live here or not,
Right.
on the 28th, really all morning for the cooking part, but then strategically for the concert from, you said, from 2 until 7.
2 till 7:30.
Till 7:30. Well, I mean, that leaves time for an encore, too.
That's right. That's right. It's still light. September 28th, it should still be light.
All right. Well, I'm glad to get over here and to meet you and understand
I'm
all the
glad you
great
came.
things going on at the same time.
Thank you for all that you do in this community.
Well, you're very kind. I enjoy this area, and it's an honor to cover this and other neighborhoods, but it's fun to be here with you this morning.
Thank you
very much.
Thanks.
I'm Bill Farmer. Always a special edition of Lexplore, but today so much so, more so it seems like to me. If you have an idea or something you'd like to spend some time with me on Lexplore, please let me know at the council office. I'm Bill Farmer. Thank you.